into Entrepreneurship 101. So if you're new to my space, my name is Toyin Umesiri. Feel free to call me Coach Toyin. I'm the author of Mindset of an Entrepreneur, Strategy, Skills, and Mindset for Achieving Business Growth and Success. I'm also the founder of the Entrepreneurs Academy, and I teach international trade and business development. So welcome everyone. Hey sis, greetings, greetings, greetings. So I'm going to dive deeply into entrepreneurship first from an academia standpoint, okay? And then I'll go into the practicality of it. So, the very first thing I want to share about entrepreneurship is that when you sign up to become an entrepreneur, you are stating that you are able to take an idea, an abstract concept, something in your mind, an idea that you hold in your heart. You want to bring it to life, you want to manifest it and make it commercial, right? You will need to transform it into a form that you can sell. Okay, I already got started. So, because today there's a lot I want to cover. Okay, so welcome everyone. Share this, invite more people, like, subscribe, follow, do all those things. Thank you. So, the very first thing around entrepreneurship is I want to help people to understand the principle and fundamental of entrepreneurship and business development. The reason this is so important is because many people are stepping into a realm that they don't understand. And so when you step into it, it's like jumping into swim without learning how to swim. There's a lot of struggle on that journey. There's a lot of emotional turmoil. That's why many times people give up. How do we stop people from giving up is why this school exists, right? Because the traditional education system does not prepare people to become an entrepreneur, to build wealth out of entrepreneurship and business development. Okay. So this type of classes, courses, programs is really to empower and equip and give people the skills to pursue their dreams without limitation, right? Without the emotional, mental struggle, fears, right? Doubt. Can you not? So I'm breaking those things down today because I see so much of it is that we are all equipped, we are empowered as humans. Every human that carries an idea is a potential entrepreneur. Now, the journey you have to go on, that's what I'm talking about today. If you want to commercialize your ideas, if you want to build a business around it, okay, these are the things you have to consider. So, again, the principle of entrepreneurship is this idea that those who have ideas and they want to transform that idea and make it commercial. But remember, an idea is an abstract concept, it's not tangible. That's why I always say the divine nature is the one that receives ideas. Businesses are built on ideas, but what you do with your ideas within your being, thoughts, words, emotions, actions, if you don't align those things to give birth, to give life to your idea, to activate your idea, to believe in it and to take risks for your idea, if you don't fight for your ideas to come to life, it will not come to life. It's not the natural process is that nobody does this work. Okay, so you have to become someone that fights for your ideas. You actually have to fight to birth those ideas in the physical realm, but they originate, okay, in concept in the spiritual side of you. That's why I always say your divine nature, because your divine nature is the one that can take risks, is the one that can believe, is the one that can have insights and vision that is not physical but is futuristic. The idea will show you what it can be, what it can do for you, and what it can do for the world. And then it asks you, do you believe in me? Can you trust us, right? Can you trust this idea and go on this journey with me? So, entrepreneurship 101, again, at the fundamental level, it's about idea transformation into commercialization. You have to take it from in your mind. I cannot see what's in your mind. I don't know what your dreams are. I don't know what your hopes are. I don't know what your ideas are. I don't know what you believe. Nobody sees it until you transform your ideas into reality. And the very first way you can transform it into physical realm is just to write it down. One of the incredible transformative tools you have is a pen and a paper. The moment you can write an idea on paper, you have done something miraculous. You have done something tangible. You see this ink, matter, material form? When you can take an idea from your mind, abstract concept, and you settle yourself enough to write it down, write the vision, make it plain, that he who reads it will run. You start setting your being ready to execute. But when you don't write it and it's still just flying in there, nobody sees it. The world, the physical realm, has not seen it yet. So, one simple way, I'm just giving you tips. One simple way today, run and grab a pen. Grab a pen, grab a paper. Like, these are your two best friends. A pen and a paper. Notebooks. You'll be swimming in notebooks if you're going to go on this journey. Because the most powerful thing to do to any idea is to capture it from the abstract realm and bring tangibility behind it. And the very, very simple way of doing it first is pen, paper, put it down. Write the vision, make it plain. You have to make it plain to yourself and then to the world. But if you're not writing anything, you're not taking notes, it's still in the abstract spiritual realm. It's still there. You can be thinking it, chewing it for 5 years until you start, right? That's the first journey of manifestation. Taking notes of your ideas, taking notes of your thoughts, believing in them, seeing them, thinking about them, processing them, right? That's a practical thing you have to be able to do. That's the first physical form of an idea. Written notes. So if you don't take notes, you've not started this journey. Because your job is to take an abstract concept and transform it into a physical form that is commercializable, right? That people can buy. People are willing to pay you to acquire. Meaning you're going to transform your idea and you're going to create something physically that is of value to humans, to people in the physical realm. So that's the assignment of the entrepreneur. Somebody who believes in ideas, invest in it, manifest it, create products and services, right? Commercializes it, you're able to sell it. So that's one. The second side of wealth creation. So there's entrepreneurship, right? The person you become, right? The second side of it is what you do, business development, the business structure you have to build if you want it to be sustainable. If you want to repeat that process over and over and over again, the structure you will build behind that idea that makes it sustainable, that makes it last, that makes it repeatable, that makes it right amplify, sustainable, that takes it to a realm that is now beyond you. It's like building a house for your ideas to live in, right? That physical structure, business structure that you put behind that idea, this is what makes it sustainable. Not everybody, okay, is able to do those two things. That's the struggle. Okay? Becoming the person that believes in ideas, that converts it into a physical form that is representative of something of value that people want to acquire, right? Commercially. They will pay you to acquire your creation. The second thing is, right? So you can sell one. The second thing is the structure, the business structure you put behind it to make it sustainable, to make it last, because those things can fade away, right? The types of business structure, business model you put around it that you can repeat it over and over and over and over and over again, whether you, the founder, the idea generator, is there or not. And so business development requires skills because you're going to build the structure. There's skill required, branding, marketing, sales, business model, on and on. There's skills required for business development. There is growth required on your side to become the person that can capture ideas, convert them, believe in them, invest in them, create them. There's a creativity journey you have to go through. And that journey transforms you. Okay, so welcome everyone. Greetings. We're going deeper into Entrepreneurship 101. I'm sharing the principles of wealth creation through the power of entrepreneurship and business development. Ideas, they are the seeds of a better future for you and the world. Okay. Ideas are seeds of a better future because when you believe in them, you invest in them, you nurture them, you grow them, just like a farmer would do to a seed. The harvest, everybody will see the harvest. It's not only you that will eat the harvest, the world will benefit. Everything you touch, this cell phone, all of the creative, innovative things that we see in the world, that's the gift of entrepreneurship. They all started in the abstract realm. So the idea is not just for us. You are a vehicle. An entrepreneur is a vehicle, is a channel, okay, that God uses to bless the world. He blesses you, rewards you for that job, for that labor, and blesses the world. Other people will eat and experience the fruit of your labor. You guys are enjoying because I've developed myself, built the academy, built my school, my books, all of these things. I've labored to bet, right, this school and ideas and these classes and concepts to equip and make other people's life better. And that's what you reward me for. So it's not just about you. That's why in my book, I talk about know your why. Many people start out the journey and say, oh, I want money, I want money. Okay, the money is the reward. But who are the people to reward you? What are you going to do for them? So your idea is always tied not just to you, but what it actually means for the world. The people that idea will serve. The people that idea, their life has to be better. You have to, it's either you're removing pain or you're giving them pleasure. You have to make people's lives better for them to reward you. So that's the beauty of entrepreneurship, is that you are surrendering your own time, energy, and resources because you believe you have an idea, right, that solves tangible problems in the world, and you believe you can be rewarded for solving that problem. Yes. Ideas solve problems. You become a problem solver, a solution provider, and you believe that commercially, that many people want that problem to go away, and they are willing to put money behind making that problem go away. That's commercial. There are many problems you might attempt to solve. People may not want to reward you financially. They might say, oh, it's just climate change. Let the government take care of that. But this school, listen, if you're an entrepreneur, you're struggling, I'm telling you right now, this is why you're struggling. Number one, you have to grow, you have to mature because the employee mindset, remember, the traditional school system trained people for at least 20 years. The first 20 years of your life, you went through a system that created you as an entrepreneur, as an employee, right? The employee mindset is different from the entrepreneur's mindset. Let me say that again. The employee mindset, the training you underwent, the training you went through in the traditional education system, it is not sufficient and you are not equipped to convert your own ideas into tangible, to manifest your ideas and commercialize it. That's not the training you went for. The training you went for was to develop specific skills. Okay, that a business that has already been commercialized will buy from you. They've already done the work. Your employer, they've done the work. They've already taken an idea, they've commercialized it. They've already built a business structure around that idea. That's a company. That's what a company is. So you are trained. The traditional education system did not train you to commercialize your idea or to build business structures. They trained you to develop skills that a company, right, whose founder has already commercialized their idea and who has already built business structures and departments, right? Department this, right? They've built the structure. And then the school system says, How do you want to help keep this sustainable? What skills would you develop that you can contribute towards a commercial venture, a company? So they never taught you how to be a founder, how to start your own venture, how to commercialize your own dreams, how to create the future that originates from inside of you. You've been trained to help other people build theirs. Nothing wrong with it. I just want to create awareness. So the struggle becomes when the employee wants to become an entrepreneur. The struggle is that you've not been trained to listen to yourself. Okay, that's where it starts from. You've not been trained to listen to your heart, soul, and aspirations, to take note of them, to see them as real, to actually see them as incredibly powerful and valuable. If you discount your own ideas or you let other people discount your ideas, they've choked it out, and that's your wealth. If you don't protect your ideas, if you don't fight for your ideas, if you don't believe in your ideas, if you don't take risks for your ideas, if you're not ready to invest in your ideas, if you're not ready to push forward and advance, right, in the world, if you don't want to champion this idea, wrestle for it, fight for it, make room for it, manifest it, and you allow other people to shoot it down, you also, with the limited mindset, choke it down. What you are literally choking down is your wealth, is prosperity. That's what people don't know. If you discount your ideas, you minimize it, you don't see it for what it really is. That seed, you see one seed, two seed, five seed that God gave you, you keep trashing it, you say it's not big enough. That is the seed of the harvest, of the future, of generational blessings, generational wealth. It all starts with an idea. And that's why I say the spiritual side of you, right, the divine side of you is the only one that can actually see what is inside an idea. It's the only one that can visualize. Right? It's the only one that can see the future. You have to see the future. You have to believe in the future, and then you have to fight to make it reality. It's not every idea that becomes reality. It's the people who fight for reality, to create reality. And they're the ones that manifest. And they're the ones that own everything. Ownership, assets, creation, valuation, wealth, right? The people who fight for ideas, they're the ones that do it. So all those two things, right? Those two thoughts. One, an entrepreneur is somebody that fights for an idea and manifests it. You wrestle for it. There's this, you have to there's a spirit you have to bring forward. It's a fighting spirit, right? That's why I always say, you cannot be a victim, right? Victim mentality doesn't work. Limited mindset doesn't work. It's believing all things are possible to them that believe. You have to be radical, right? You have to. Okay, is this too much? This is it, though. This is it for everyone that wants to be an entrepreneur. This is it. Mimi says, "Oh my God, OMG, I love your landing page for your website." Okay, good, thank you. Can you share? Okay, we'll talk about. Mimi, reach out, reach out if you have questions. DM me. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the love. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, entrepreneur, who you become, you have to transform. This is why I always say growth. Okay, and while you have to grow is there's work to be done. The business development side requires skills, and the way this works is to the level of your growth is to the level of your application. If you stop growing, the business waits for you, right? Because you are the one to bring your skills, talents, you are the force behind the growth of your business. You are the force, you are the one that gives life. You are the one pushing, betting this thing, this mission. You are the one championing the mission. You have to be upfront. The whole world will support you if you know where you're going, if you know how to mobilize people behind the mission, if you know how to advance, then the world will support you with what you need. Because the idea also, okay, has believers. right? The idea will raise believers for you. But part of raising your believers is that you have to learn how to communicate, you have to learn how to sell, you have to learn how to champion your ideas. Okay? So the entrepreneur goes through different growth circles. This is why I talk about quantum leap, right? How quickly you can grow and mature intellectually, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, physical discipline. That is part of the journey. And that puts a lot of pressure that collides emotionally for people. This is why people give up. There is pressure in transforming an idea to, right, manifestation. It's like putting iron in the fire. You are being forged. You are taking new form. You are going from one level of mindset, of being, to an higher version, because actualization, self-actualization, is that you have to move from limitations, limiting beliefs, doubts, procrastination, right? Fears. You have to move away from that conditioning. The lower conditioning cannot build wealth. The lower conditioning of man cannot build wealth, because wealth follows spiritual principles that only your divine nature, your higher version, your elevated version, the God in you, is here on assignment. It's a soul level assignment. People don't tell you this. I tell you, my school replaces all this, it replaces more than 10 coaches, 9, 10 coaches. One will tell you, I can do branding for you. One will tell you, oh, I'm a marketing expert. Another one will say, oh, I can teach you how to price. I can teach you website. I can teach you this. Another will say, oh, manifestation, vision, body. Another will say, oh, spiritual this. Or another will say, oh, I get it. You need it all. That's why the Quantum Leap program in the Entrepreneurs Academy is the 360 development. I care about the 360 development because I went 1 year, I did Entrepreneurs Academy, teaching technical. Listen, I served as a strategist, as a system integrator for the biggest companies in the world, Fortune 1. So I teach you world class, what the biggest companies in the world do, right? I've packaged it in my school. You can access, right, things, strategies of the biggest companies in the world in my school. World leaders listen to me. Right? When it comes to executives at the biggest companies in the world, they listen to me. I design strategies for them. I'm a systems integrator, certified SAP consultant, designing the most sophisticated supply chain solutions in the world for years, for over a decade. I bring these things to the startup layer so that you can quantum leap. You don't have to spend 20 years, 50 years doing this stuff, growing. You can accelerate your journey to business growth and success with my programs. That's why what the Entrepreneurs Academy is for. So I don't just care about giving you world-class training. I teach at business schools, I teach government, I train government as well. Right? When it comes to advanced trade, investment, I train government, trade and investment stakeholders in government. But what I see is the real struggle, because the school system has missed this big time. I come from the academia. My husband, again, is a professor. I don't know if I've shared that. My late father was part of establishing 2 Nigerian universities. So I grew up in the academia, in the world of university administration. So that's why I can say, you know what, I'll just create my own school. It's part of my own legacy. I'll create my school, right, for entrepreneurs, because there's a gap. Business schools do not traditionally cover this, right? They don't. They are missing this big time. And this is the fear and struggle people face. Where do you go to develop yourself? Academy. That's where. Okay. So, number one, I've shared with you the mindset of an entrepreneur is somebody dedicating themselves to take their idea, okay, and manifest it and commercialize it, make it sellable. You have to convert the abstract thoughts inside you. You have to convert it into a form that you can sell. I'm just trying to keep it simple. You have to sell it. That's commercial. You exchange it for money. Now, some people can do it. They sell one, they sell two, they sell three, and they get into this trap. This is another trap people get into. Now that they can sell one, two, three, they start selling without systems and structures. So they burn out. Without systems and structures, that is a business. If you don't build a structure behind your idea, it will be built on you, on your own back. This is why people crash. Yes, it's not just enough to be able to sell it. If you can sell one, two, three, you see people on the streets of social media selling this, selling. Yes, you've succeeded in step one. You've taken your idea, you believed you could serve a group of people, you converted it into a product or service. You have this website, you have this, you have that, you have that. Yes, you can sell one, you can sell two. But without a business structure, you are limited in how far you can grow, because an individual cannot scale. You can't scale yourself. I always say the reason a pilot, somebody that has a bicycle, you can ride a bicycle and maybe a little baby or some things in you. That bicycle is just you. Yes, you can go from point A to point B, but you are limited in speed and in capacity. A car can take you maybe 5 more people, depending on the size of the car, maybe a bus. You can take more people, but it's limited in speed and capacity. Helicopter, you can take a little bit more, limited, right? But once you start saying you want to do more, $1 million business, 2 million, this, guess what you have to do? You have to build the capacity. That's why you have to build the engine that will power the growth cycle of your business. Many people don't get there. Thank you. Mimi just got my book. Yay. Thank you. You will love it. Mimi just put a note out there. She just went on to get my book. Let me put that note out there. Say thank you. Just purchase your book. Yeah. Please get this book. If you are considering leaving corporate to become an entrepreneur, listen, read this book and then join my school. You don't want to miss it, right? I've been there, done that work for the biggest company in the world. I serve on the board of a publicly traded company. So whether it's startup, right, zero to highest levels, right? I had to work in a way, help you plan this backward. I've seen what the biggest companies in the world do. I've helped design the most complex, sophisticated supply chain solutions in the world. I serve on a board, we're publicly traded. I see, what it takes to build capacity for excellence, the journey of an entrepreneur. And that's why I said, on one note, who you become, the growth, your own growth will determine how far you can drive your ideas. And many people succeed at step one, commercializing their idea. You've done a great job. If you've ever sold one product or one service, listen, I bow. You've gone through fire. You've gone through the internal fight, the struggle. You've succeeded. You are a victor. The second side of this is scaling, growing, scaling. And the only way you can do that is to build systems and structure that can build the capacity that supports your vision, right? You can tell me you want to build a one-story building, or you can tell me you want to build a skyscraper. Those two things require different materials, different skills. And sometimes I see people bring a shovel to a bulldozer mission. If you're building a one-story building, that's okay. But if you're building a skyscraper of a business that you want it to scale, you want it to be generational, right? Listen, it's not a shovel, right? The foundation, the investment you have to put into the foundation, other people will not do it, because that half of that investment, somebody has built a bungalow, they've moved in, they've thrown a party, they've invited guests. You see them partying. You see them on social media, people partying and say, oh, I made this amount in a week. Oh, I made this amount in a week. They've reached right where they're going. But if God has given you a generational idea, not just for you, but for the future, for children. Okay? You have to build a stronger foundation. And the first foundation is actually you. God will build you first. Yes, you will be fortified, right? Because you have to go on a journey most people will not go on. Okay, so two things. I'm just drawing the parallel. The journey you will go on to mature intellectually, emotionally. You develop new skills. You have to start, you develop new mindset. It's about belief system, right? What an employee believes versus what an entrepreneur believes. They are not the same. An employee is always protecting, right? Because an employee has been immersed in, oh, be careful, don't rock the boat. Do what your boss tells you to do. An employee was trained to be afraid and to doubt their own capacity. And I say it's like the lion in the zoo. Two lions born to the same parents. One was taken into the zoo, one was left in the wild. Listen, 20 years later, if you bring those two lions together, they've developed two different mindsets. They're not the same lion. The DNA may be the same. That's why I said everybody that has an idea has the potential for this work. But the two lions, they've been exposed to two different training. One was told, dance to the tune of the circus masters and we will give you food. So you dance. And you don't want to piss them off because your livelihood and food is tied to your obedience. You see the lion in the wild? Listen, freedom, radical. You wake up and you say to yourself, I want this type of gazelle today. And you pursue. The energy to pursue, unlimited, unstoppable. You become a force. You have to become a force that can pursue your dreams, hopes, and aspirations without limitation, without obstacle, mental obstacles, conditions, thoughts, ideas of limitation. You have to break those things down because of your identity as a lion, as a lioness. You become a force. That's what I'm saying. You have to go through the fire because God will not let you remain in the zoo. If you are called to this, you can understand what I'm saying. If you are not ready to do this work, please stay in survival mode. Nothing wrong with it, but make sure you chose it and you don't complain. As long as you're complaining, I don't like this job, I don't like this. I'm telling you, it's the divine nature in you does not tolerate nonsense. The divine nature, the God in you, knows you were created to dominate, to rule, to replenish the earth. And that divine nature, when it awakens, spiritual awakens, it will keep you up at night and it will be telling you this is not what I called you to do. We have other assignments. That inner battle, it will say, let me lead. Because the divine nature is the only one that can take the risks, that has the vision, that can fight for the dreams, that can take radical steps in pursuit of dreams. The other version of you that was raised by the system cannot do this. It will be telling you, whispering, that money, you don't have any money, you don't have any time. Oh, it's the survivor, sound of survival and fears, right? You have to fight that battle. I won't talk too much about it. I understand. I just want you to know you are not alone. This is the battle at hand. Wealth creation requires you to fight. You first start it where nobody sees. It requires you to prioritize the future over survival. And so the version of you that can do that is the only one that will move to the next level. Okay, so let me start wrapping up. But so if you have questions, please drop it. This is the time to drop it. Or if you want to come up, do that as well. I just came with some notes I just want to cover today so that there's awareness. You know you're not alone. If you're struggling, know why you're struggling. Part of the struggle is that you are being transformed. You have to grow past your obstacles. So the business structure goes through different stages: plan, build, right? Scale, right? Grow, scale. I wrote those things are in my school. The different things you have to do at each level, the resources, the workbooks for each level. When you are planning, you have the market research workbook, right? Mindset. You do that work. Everything is in my school. When you move into the build, you need skills, branding skills, marketing skills, right? Sales skills, lead generation. Everything is there. When you want to scale, lead generation machine, systemization, It's there. You want to then scale to international market, export, listen, I'll connect you to government resources ready to help you take your products and services to international market. That's why I say quantum leap. You can go from zero to international under my leadership, under my programs. From zero, idea, concept, commercialization, scale. International market is waiting for you. I sit on the board of the Illinois District Export Council, state resources, federal resources to help you go international. So what are you waiting for? Okay, I'll stop. I think this is a good space to stop. Let me just wrap this up. Okay, 2 things: entrepreneurship mindset, ideas to manifestation to commercialization, creating products and services out of the ideas that originate inside you. You have to become the person that can do that work. So there's a lot of growth. That's why I support with EQ, spiritual psychology, mindset work, right? In my school. Because I know you can give a car. We can tell you international development. We can tell you all these amazing opportunities, branding, all the sexy things, right? But we have to mature to be the person that can undo and present in the world, in the marketplace, right? You have to champion those ideas. You have to get your voice back. You have to be able to communicate with confidence. You have to acquire the knowledge. You have to develop the skill. It takes time. Nothing happens overnight. It takes longer than you think. It took 20 years to create the perfect employee. It takes a lifetime to do this work. That's why I always say when you are transferring to the next generation, don't just transfer your business, transfer your mind and your thinking and your faculty. Transfer, document this and make sure the next generation does not start where you started, but it starts where you are ending. Right? That's why this old school is my own legacy. It's my own legacy. It's my own impact. It's my own dedication because I saw the gap. My husband teaches chemistry and he's passionate about his job. I'm passionate about mine, right? Educating the next millionaires, the next set of nation builders, economic warriors, right? I remember in 2020, God told me, Toyin, you're saying trade with Africa, this, people are following you. Does your army know how to fight? Does your army, the people following you, do they have the skills to compete, to negotiate at the highest levels? That's when I started teaching. Because it's not enough to say, let's go, come. People showing up without capacity, waiting for who? I will tell you, I'll show you where the opportunities are. But please, be the person that can seize opportunities. The opportunities are here. I just got done with a conversation with one of my guests that's going to come in. We're talking about global trade, right? What's happening in the world. He's going to be coming to the show later. This week, I just had Exim Bank, US Exim Bank on my show, Quantum Leap here in the city, talking about literally what our team does for free to help minority businesses take their products and services to international market. The resources are here, the support is here, training is here, programs are here to help you, to support you intellectually, like mindset, EQ. I did 7 sessions on emotional intelligence because all of the pressure you will face it in emotional form. The pressure of transformation, you will navigate your own internal self. So I give, right in that program, I laid out six lessons, hours and hours and hours of teaching, how to regulate your emotions. So that if you are dysregulated, something is not working as they ought to be, you are being pressured to produce results you don't have skills for, come back and be nice to yourself. Be gentle to yourself. Don't beat yourself down. Right? Don't beat the donkey down. Don't. You have to know how to motivate yourself, speak to yourself, self-therapy. If you don't, people give up because the pressure is high. Okay. It's a wrap. Join us at toyinumesiri.academy. I'm the author of Mindset of an Entrepreneur, instructor at the Entrepreneurs Academy. I had the opportunity to train entrepreneurs from 38 countries working for United Nations. So my work is global in nature. I'm here in Chicago. So if ever you want to check us out, you're welcome as well. And then the school is online, open to the world as well. And when it comes to international trade, export imports, which is I call it the Olympics of business. Okay. You want to work with the biggest buyers in the world. You want to design sales agency. Again, that's the skill level, right? There's the foundational, right? Prepare yourself. But then I always talk about the skill level. There's no limit except if you decide not to, except if you limit your own growth, right? So there's personal development, EQ, spiritual psychology. I always talk about spiritual psychology because you have to believe, you have to move with faith, right? The voice inside you is the one that can lead you. If you keep looking at what you don't have, what is not possible, that's where doubt and fears live, the physical side. But remember, this journey starts in abstract spiritual form. You have to believe that the idea will do for you what it said it will do for you, that the promises that idea gave you, the vision it showed you, you have to keep holding that vision because that's the only way to persist. There'll be many reasons you want to give up. The reason you don't give up is what you saw at the beginning. Because the idea will entice you with the picture of the future. It doesn't tell you what is in between. If you want to go on Mount Kilimanjaro, you want to climb Mount Everest, it's what you are, what will set you on that journey is the top, what the view at the top looks like, and what you hope to feel when you get to the top. What the stress you have to go through step by step, day by day, the pain, it's not enticing. Nobody signs up for that, but that's what it takes to get to the top. So people will go on mile and say, I did not sign up for this. I get it. That's why students in my school, I know when you want to give up, don't give up. You will get some notifications, you do some classes, right? We will meet, we will talk, we'll support each other in communities so that you don't give up. The point of giving up is at the emotional level, thoughts that are bombarding you. But there's always a solution. Part of it is sitting at the feet of somebody that has done exactly what you're trying to do, and the person saying, it's okay, just not right. You know, the GPS, I'll say, right? The roadmap to business growth and success is right? Is a visual picture of the classes, right? I'll just tell you, don't worry, start with mindset, then do this branding, then just follow. All you have to do in my school, just follow the roadmap. Take the classes step by step. Just follow. That's how simple it is. It's the GPS of entrepreneurship. Let me start calling it that. The GPS of business development. And then on the business side, as you grow yourself, you can bring the skills and the personality, the person you become, you then apply it. So in the planning phase, there's a list of things you have to do. When it's time to build, there are some things you have to structure. I talk about assets. What are the assets in your business? Valuable assets. A brand is an asset. Many people don't invest in it. How many people know you exist? Is an asset. The database, assets. Assets is where the value is. It's not just the product. One thing, let me just share this. One thing I always talk about brand, and I teach a lot of these principles. Your promise in the marketplace must stay at the brand level. Why? Because product and services have a shelf life. iPhone 1 is gone. You can't even give it to a child. They'll throw it. It's a toy now. But the Apple brand remains fulfilling its promise. So the existence of your business, you need to create it as an umbrella, a promise that is big enough. Then under that promise, you then create solutions. You solve different problems under that promise. I just gave you that tip. But join us at toyinumesiri.academy. Thank you everyone that joined. If you have any feedback, questions, reach out, sign up, join today. If you're under pressure to produce results you are not trained for, that's where stress lives in. I've seen it, I know it. I'm speaking, right, what I have seen. I empathize with you. I empathize enough that I've dedicated myself to creating courses, programs on every problem I've seen, every struggle I've seen an entrepreneur go through. And I still keep creating more solutions for my members, and mentoring and coaching and guiding and encouraging and just putting fire, because these are the economic warriors. We have to support them. This is my message to governments. This is so behind the scenes, just as I'm talking now, right? Sharing publicly with you on social media here. Privately, I talk to governments too. You have to support economic fighters. You want to sustain an economy, whether at the national level, continental level, local level, state level, city level. Any mayor, governor, president, ambassador that is not respecting and supporting and wiping the tears of the business community in their constituents, you can't grow, because these are the people holding up the economy. The my next global summit, the theme, as I was thinking about the theme, it's public-private partnership. How governments must continue to wipe the tears. Okay, let me go. Because private sector, I always tell you, you can do, maybe at the beginning, I don't know. I always try to give people a way out. I have a first degree in mathematics, and part of the concept of mathematics is, even though there might be 10 ways of solving an equation, find the most optimized way. That's it's as a systems, right, process engineer, math, right, information system. I have masters in information systems. I've solved for the biggest brands in the world. I'm solving for you as well. Even though there may be 10 ways of doing this, right, why would you want to be knocking your head on the wall and stressing your life? Right? That's why on my TV show, I'll tell you SBA, WBDC. I bring all the government resources, free resources. Why are you struggling to understand when your taxpayer dollars already gets you some things to help you on your journey? Ignorance is the reason. Enlighten yourself, show up in the right places, stop struggling on social media. You know what? Governments will not engage with you on social media. It's not where this work is done at all. So many people want to sleep on social media. That's okay. You're sleeping to your wealth. The people who have been building businesses for generations, it's not on social media. You know, social media is a new concept. We will use it, as I'm using it, to bring our message into the marketplace. But people have been building businesses before social media. I hope you realize that. Ask how they've been building businesses. Chambers of commerce, private meetings, flying everywhere, shaking hands, private functions, barbecue on the golf club, on the golf course, phone call. That's where billions of dollars are exchanged. But I won't, let me just, it's okay. Anyway. Thank you, everyone. Mr. Bosede, I'm wrapping up. She just came in. Thank you. I just saw you there. Thank you. Yes. The Toyin Umesiri Academy is dedicated to those who are commercial actors, who want to build wealth and want to develop businesses. You know why? Many of us in my community, we are the first generation of a group of people that are doing this for the first time ever. You're probably the first in your family. I don't know if you're first in your community, but look around you. Part of the gap is the knowledge, the experience, the support, even the acknowledgement, encouragement that you need. You don't find it. If you're the first generation to break this ground, it's a lot more pain for the first generation. So I see that. In fact, I was having a conversation with one of my speakers. I usually interview my guests before I bring them onto the TV show in the city. And I was telling him he's a world-class expert in his space. And I was saying, one of the reasons I want you to bring your expertise on this show is that come and educate my community. Because many people don't know what it takes to build a world-class business. They are attempting it with limited knowledge, limited understanding, the wrong mindset, the wrong relationships, and they wonder why they're struggling. Come and talk to them. I invite you to come and educate people, enlighten us. Quantum leap, you have to accelerate your journey to success. You have to ascend. As long as you're in the lower rank, complaining, struggling, that's the lowest dimension of you. That's where the school system, it only takes you to that level. You know, self-actualization. It helps you meet the basic needs of survival: food, clothing, shelter, food, clothing. As long as that is your need, you don't self-actualize, because The journey of wealth creation, you have to invest in it first, sowing and reaping. So you have to, so the mindset of survival will not let people sow, will not let people prioritize the future. You always have reasons to hold back and not pursue. Without faith, this work cannot be done. Without faith, without closing your eyes and jumping, even every day, every step is a step of faith. That's why I say it's your right. Every step is a step of faith. Believing, right? Believing, believing, believing. I'm telling you as a coach, right? I'm pushing you and challenging you. You have to keep believing. The point where you want to give up, you cannot give up. You cannot give up. If you're at that point of giving up now, remember why you started. Now, I always tell you, you need skills. Part of the struggle is when you're lacking skills, you're lacking the right knowledge, you're lacking the right expertise, the right help. The struggle is greater, not less. Part of my school is to minimize that struggle. That's why we go to school, right? Education is packaged knowledge, right? Accounting package knowledge, engineering package knowledge, psychology package knowledge, medical field. We went to high school, you went to college to get one package knowledge. And that package knowledge opened doors of, right, job for you. Wealth creation is also a package discipline. It's a new belief system that trusts. You trust in your idea. You're going to trust the abstract more than the physical. Why? Because you are the one to create reality. Current reality will not stop you because you are empowered to override reality with your thoughts. That's the journey. You become the creator method that I teach in my school, the spiritual side of you. How to create, how to override reality. Listen, Elon Musk overrides reality. People will tell him this cannot be done, this cannot. You say, sit down there. I will override reality. Sit, take your chair. Give front row seat. Watch me do what you say it cannot be done. Where did that come from? Where did that belief system come from? It's from the abstract spiritual world. Right? He saw something other people cannot see. And he brings it and shows you a new reality. You see, today, you're going to see people, this on social media, you see people with the new headset, 3D, this, AI, blah, 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 right? Whatever. Where did that concept come from? The innovators. Where did they see it to create it? Abstract. Ideas whose times are ripe, right? They activate people who will believe in them and manifest them. So the idea inside of you that is stirring you up is saying, champion me. And if you champion me, I will reward you. This is how the world replenishes itself. When we say advancement, who are the people advancing the world? The people creating technology, the people innovating, the people creating your reality. Internet is a reality. Where did it come from? Somebody, a group of people who did the work. A computer, Bill Gates, who did the work. Amazon.com, today you just go to Amazon. It was a concept better than the heart of Jeff Bezos and his team. Every business, excuse me, every business was built on an idea whose time has come. Who made the time come? The believers, the champions, the innovators, who took risks, right? Who raised other people to follow them, to believe in their dreams and march in accordance, right? There's a synchronicity, right? Alignment. A time whose idea has come. Zoom, idea came, right? Was right on time when the world needed it. When the world needed Zoom, Zoom was there. When the world needs Google, Google was there. Why? People who saw the future and created the future. You are seeing the future right now, the future of your community, the future of your land, the future of your children. You are seeing it right now, and it's saying, please build that future. Build it. Invest in it. Take risks for it. Fight for it. This struggle is real, but it is worth it. Don't give up. Know what you're fighting for. Know what God showed you, and don't give up. Never give up. That's my message to you today. Share this with as many entrepreneur aspiring people in your community. Let's build a movement of those who will take risks for higher dreams and goals.